Good evening, fellow faculty and staff members. Greetings to our educational supervisor, Professor Sabo. As you all know, I was asked by the professor to determine a new strategy for teaching the inmates here at Sumter Correctional Institute's Educational Department. As you also know, GED is a pertinent part of our educational program. Without the statistics, we will lose funding for our GED program. In January of 2014, a new GED was put in place, and it goes according to Common Core standards. Unfortunately, the TABE test was not updated at the same time as the new GED. Therefore, as we test students to see their GED preparedness, we are finding that even though they're testing out of TABE testing at the very top of the margin, when they take their GED, they're failing. So today, we're going to discuss a few strategies that we could use to implement new test-taking preparedness so that our inmates will be prepared to take the new GED test according to Common Core standards. The GED Testing Service issued a document known as the Top Skills 2014 Test Takers Are Missing. This analysis was based on the most missed items from the 2014 GED test, and this information was released in August of 2014. While adult basic education is generally, we give the student a TABE test, we find out their grade level, we segregate them into 4 divisions. There's S1, S2, S3, and S4. S1 would be your pre-K to 3rd grade learning level students. S2 would be your 4th to 6th grade students. S3 would be your 7th to 9th grade. S4 would be your 10th to 12th grade students. Now, these TABE scores are determined so that we will be able to place them in the proper classroom. Unfortunately, we're finding that students that are in the S4 level scoring 12.9 according to Common Core standards would have to be placed into our S3 class for 7th to 9th grade students. And a rule of practice that has been in place for many years here at Sumter Correctional is that once the student tests, we find out what they need the most help in, and then we issue the students an IEP and we give them work according to the area that they most need help. Unfortunately, Common Core standards demands that the teacher actually teaches a lesson. This has been a struggle for many of our faculty here at Sumter Correctional Institute. What I am proposing, Professor, is that we actually break the students up into 4 groups according to the subject matter on the new GED, which is reasoning through language arts, science, social studies, and mathematical reasoning. Now, by segregating the students or dividing them, I don't like to use that word, by dividing the students into these 4 subjects, and if we take this class period, which is a 90-minute block, we can take the 3 teachers that we have, and 3 of those teachers will rotate the students so that the students will get the maximum amount of learning experience in each subject area. For instance, the first 40 minutes, you'll have a group that's doing language arts, another group is doing science, and another group is doing social studies. Then they get a 10-minute break. Then for the next 40 minutes, they rotate. And the teacher that was teaching science will now teach math. And every other day, we can pattern it almost after a block schedule that many high schools in Sumter County have taken on. They have a block schedule where they have 4 periods, and every other day they get a different subject. So they would stay on target with the skills that they need, and also they will be learning the Common Core strategies. One thing that I want to make note of is that the main thing with the new GED test is reading comprehension. In the past, a math computations question would simply be 542 times 913. However, now there are word problems that need to be solved, and the student has to be able to make inferences and make implications, even in just a simple math problem that in the past would have been a simple problem, whereas now the student will have to decipher what they're reading and then go on to answer the math problem. So I would love to hear your feedback as far as the strategy of breaking the students up into 4 classes versus one 90-minute class, breaking it up into two 40-minute sections, and the 3 teachers rotate with the 2 student aides, or teacher's aide rather, undertaking intensive tutoring, or RTI, with those students that need more in-depth help. Thank you and have a great evening, and I look forward to your feedback.